Last week, Alaska Governor Bill Walker used his veto pen to cut this year's permanent fund dividend check to residents in half. Walker claims the state legislature failed to address revenue options in his fiscal plan designed to pull the state out of a multi-billion-dollar budget shortfall. Today, two of those legislators led a discussion on what Walker calls the cornerstone of his fiscal plan, a restructure of the permanent fund. Jamie Schwartzwald has more.
Those arriving at the Carlson Center today were greeted by a small group of protesters opposed to the state using permanent fund earnings to fund government operations. Jim Widener polled the group. He says one family will lose nearly $10,000 by Walker's veto.
The record is $9,000 per family, dividend tax.
Indoors, State Senators John Coghill and Pete Kelly led a discussion on Senate Bill 128, which sought to use a percentage of permanent fund dollars to pay for state government and guarantee a $1,000 dividend to residents. The bill cleared the Senate but died in the House Finance Committee during a special session. Senator Coghill supported the bill, saying it wasn't an easy decision or one he took lightly.
Can you share the wealth of Alaska by giving a dividend out of the wealth and still sharing it with the state of Alaska as far as governance go? The answer I found was yes. As you saw in the placards out there, people think of it as their dividend. And they have good reason to think that, because we've only ever used earnings from the permanent fund to pay a dividend.
Use of the permanent fund and the earnings reserve account are at the top of the list in the governor's call for a record 5th special session of the 29th Alaska legislature. And income tax is also on the docket, as is a restructure of the state's oil tax credit system. Senator Kelly says government has been right-sized enough over the past 4 years to have the discussion on using the permanent fund earnings. However, he says the current oil tax system, commonly known as SB 21, is resulting in increased production and should be left alone.
The governor brought in this whole discussion about oil tax credits. The people on the left are frantic to rewrite SB 21. It's like doctrine, because we have to punish the oil companies before we can do anything with your PFD. That is not an Alaskan discussion to me. That's an embarrassment to me that we have to get into this debate that no, the only way we can cut the PFD or do the responsible thing here is, by gosh, if we punish those oil companies.
Reporting from the Carlson Center, Jamie Schwartzwald.